Hello and welcome along. Now, I get asked a lot from friends and family and from people on the channel of what Joycons shall I get? And I invariably ask, well, what's your budget? And 99 times out of 100, I get the reply, as cheap as possible, but with no drift. Now, I can't ensure no drift on any Joycon, as even the official ones seem to suffer from it. But I can help with the price. And I've looked at loads of Joycons on the channel, some really good ones and some really expensive ones. But this is where these bad boys come in. I put these here firmly in the spare Joycon category, as they are nearly a third of the price of the official Joycons and have been going strong for me for the past few weeks. They are solid, functional, decent Joycons that I want to tell you about. So join me as we put these down on the tech desk, turn up the lights and look at these alternative Joycons from Joyskypower. Welcome down onto the tech desk, and as we said in the introduction, I've got some Joycons here to show you. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to quickly go through everything that you get in the box, and then we're going to go over the Joycons themselves. So here's the box, very generic. It says T13 hand grip for NSL Joycon. There's a picture there on the plastic rail. On the back, just a bit about it, and there's the plastic rail again, and it says the colour black, red and blue. Well, I've got the red and the blue ones here to show you. Then once you've opened the box, what you also get inside is an instruction manual. So this instruction manual is very basic. The Joycons themselves are very basic, so there's not much to it, just a little bit of gumph all about it and how to use it and how to connect it. Fantastic. The black plastic rail that we've just spoken about, and these which are spare thumbsticks and a USB Type-C cable. Now, I never use these straight out of the box, so I've got loads of these. I keep all of these for Sunday best, and I've got one plugged in over here which I always use. Okay, so that's nice. Let's start off with this then. So this is the Joycon run. It's essentially just a bit of plastic. There's nothing else to it. There's no electronics inside, and it is essentially just to house these Joycons when you're playing it off the Switch. Okay, that's essentially it. And then also we have these, which are replaceable thumbsticks. So you get one of these, you get your Joycon, you pull the thumbstick off like that, and then you replace it with this one. So get it lined up, and then spin it around, and then push it in, and it sits in there. So it's just replaceable, really. Just a couple of extra parts. That's nice. So you get two extra ones in the box. So if you want to, you replace those two. They're exactly the same. All of them. They're all the same. Okay. So here are the Joycons themselves. We'll go through this one first. We'll just go through the buttons, compare it to an official one. Then we'll go through the red one very briefly, because it's a similar story with this one. So here it is then. This is the Joycon itself. The overriding feature of this one is this bit here. This bit, I'm going to talk about this first because this is fantastic. This is the kind of the grip. A lot of third-party Joycons have an extra grip. By no means are these uncomfortable, but these make it super comfortable. I love the fact that the grip, look, if I put I've got average sized adult hands, if I put that in the palm of my hands, it's just lovely. It's so comfortable. The Joycons themselves are completely made of plastic. There's no kind of grippy texture to them. It's all smooth plastic all the way around. And on the bottom, so you've got your up, down, left and right on the D-pad. I know D-pads are a personal preference. I didn't have any problems with it using it this way rather than the buttons there, no problem at all. They're not as buttony pressy as an official Joycon, but they're good enough. These two are very clicky, so that's very clicky, that's very clicky, and the thumbstick's nice and clicky. And there's a good, decent amount of travel because it's quite high. But if I get an official Joycon here, what you'll see is, if we look here, you can just see this one is about 1 millimeter in diameter less than this one. So this one is a bit wider, probably about 1 millimeter wider than this. This feels a little bit smaller. And then going over here, SL and SR as you'd expect. On the bottom, USB Type-C port, fantastic. So you can charge these individually using a USB Type-C, which is brilliant. I love that. And then on the top, you've got L and ZL, and they're quite small. But having said that, I never had an issue with them. I didn't really didn't really notice them being smaller than the official ones at all. And they're fine, digital, as you'd expect from the Switch. Similar story, as I said, on the red one, X, Y, A and B, nicely on there. We have as you see, the LEDs there to show whether you're 1, 2, 3 or 4, home and plus, and they are very clicky, and the thumbstick's exactly the same, exactly the same, exactly the same, exactly the same. Really, really comfy. The colours, they've nailed the colours on the red. The red is almost identical on there. But with the blue, it's a little bit more green on this one, but you're never going to notice. If you're not having an official one next to it, you'll think that's an official colour, but it's just a bit greener than an official one, but that really, really doesn't matter. Okay, so what you do then, when you get your Switch and you're going to put them on, is a really satisfying click when they go on. This has been on and off my Switch dozens of times, and it's still nice and clicky. Yeah, love it. So these are really nice. Yeah, love it. These are really, really nicely clicked on there. And as you can see on here, there's just a bit of a step up, as you'd expect, because the Joy-Cons, they are thicker. Then what you do is, once you're in it, what you need to do is just pop them onto the Switch. Mine connect automatically, and if they don't, you just go to Joy-Cons here, and then you go change grip order, click that, and then it will search for them. So you can see here, both my Joy-Cons are charged and the screen isn't charged. So get your USB Type-C and plug it in, and it will start charging, and it does show that it is charging all three and charging the Switch as well. As we said, what you can do is you can pop this off and you can charge this individually. So let's just make sure this gets connected, which it does. Plug that in so we know that's charging, and then look on the screen there. There we go, that we can see that it's charging. It's not charging there, it's not charging that one, but it will start charging that one when that gets lower in battery. As we'll see, the red one is charging now. Fantastic. I do love that about third-party Joy-Cons. I think that is truly excellent, and the small things as well. Not all Joy-Cons do this, but it shows that it's blue and red on here. Not all Joy-Cons do that. Sometimes the third-party ones just show them as grey. One other thing as well I wanted to talk to you about is waking up the Switch. So we've got the Joy-Cons registered on here, so we know that they are connected. If I turn the Switch off there and make sure that they turn off, which they have done, to connect it, you hold down home very briefly. So hold down home, look, there we go, and it's instantly connected because I can feel it vibrating. So we're in. Okay, do that again. So turn it off, hold down home. There you go, little subtle vibration, and we're in. Let's try that with it being off the Switch. So let's take these off and just make sure that it's connected. Let's get this angled up here a bit. So yeah, that one's connected, that one's connected. Let's turn the Switch off and make sure these are off. These are off. Now if we hold down home, okay, no, okay, doesn't matter what you do, these will not wake up your Switch like this. So when they're off the Switch, they won't wake up the Switch. I'm not going to hold that against these because these are Joy-Cons. These, I would expect that from controllers. If it was a controller, I would expect it to wake up the Switch, but they don't, okay? You have to have them on the Switch and then holding down the home, and then it turns on. Okay. Speaking of battery, when we're charging up, it takes about 2 hours to charge these up, and you're going to get about 10 hours worth of play off of the Switch on their own battery. So that's a decent amount. I'm really pleased with that. So you're going to get a decent amount of play time from each of these individually off of the Switch. It doesn't have things like Amiibo support, so you won't be able to use your Amiibos on these, but it does have a fantastic rumble. It says it's HD rumble in the instructions. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it is a brilliant rumble. It really is subtle, and you can tell the difference in levels of the rumble, which is absolutely superb. And it also has motion, as you'd expect, so that's really nice. Here we are in Mario, and this one's nice because that's nice. Yeah, the rumble on this is really nice and subtle. So there we go, we can see that the motion works fine. But the rumble, I can't obviously show you this on camera, but there's real subtlety to the rumble in these. I think this is fantastic. Okay, missing out features things like turbo and macro and things like that. It doesn't have any of those. So these are really, like I said in the beginning of the video, these are your stock standard spare Joy-Cons. If you need some for your kids or something, ideal, because these are just standard Joy-Cons that just do the job very well. I've been using these for a few weeks now and they haven't missed a trick. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, one other thing as well I want to show you, when you stick it in the dock like this, the USB here, no problem at all, get hold of that. In here, there's a bit of movement, so you might be able to fit a USB in there, but maybe not. Definitely one in there, you might be missing out on that one. Okay, just a note from that. And for cases as well, you're gonna need a bigger case, so you're gonna be looking at something like the Skull & Co case, or the Satisfy Grip, or the Mumba case as well, one of the big ones that can fit one of these because it's wider than your Joy-Cons. So if you want to get hold of some of these are dirt cheap. These are around $37 or £26, and I think it's free shipping around the world as well, because it comes from the factories in China, EU and America, I think. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of them, but since I have got a pair of these, I contacted the company Joyskypower, and they've actually provided a 10% off code as well. So go and have a look at the description, you'll be able to get 10%. So if you're looking at £26, that takes it down to under £24 for these. And for 37, so nearly $4, nearly $33 for these. Incredible value. I absolutely think these are brilliant. I've got no worries in recommending these. They're comfy, they're good to play. Really, really enjoy using them. So there we have it then. That was the look at the Joyskypower Joy-Cons, the alternative Joy-Cons. What do you think? Like I keep saying, I think these are brilliant for the price. Proper, solid, spare Joy-Cons. Don't do anything special, they just do what it needs to do. And like I'm saying about drift, yeah, might be at some point, but for that price, it doesn't really matter, especially when you say the official Joy-Cons that are nearly 3 times the price have drift. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about these. Go and have a look for that discount if you can. Get them even cheaper. Do stick a comment, please do stick a thumbs up, do subscribe if you're new around here, and until the next video, bye bye.